Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sabres to the Future. This is the video on this channel, if you're new, that discusses and talks about the young prospects in our farm. And this are the Sabres that have yet to don the Sabres jersey. Might have put it on once or twice, but you know what I'm talking about. These are guys that I believe, kids that I think are going to become Buffalo Sabres eventually. And this young man is no exception. And here's who we're talking about. And that's Olivier last year when they won the junior title in Shawinigan, celebrating before he was traded to Gatineau. And Gatineau, I want to just talk a little bit about that trade because I've never really talked about it on the channel, okay? I did some research on this just to see what they gave up to get him. And here we go. Okay, this is Gatineau Olympics acquire Olivier Nadeau. Now, what they gave up for him, okay, was last year's 14th overall pick, a 2023 first round pick again, and a 2023 second round pick, and 2005 born defensive prospect Thomas Hebert. So they give up 2 first rounders, a second rounder, and a young prospect just to get Nadeau's services for 1 season because Gatineau believe he can put them over the hump. Let's look at his numbers. And since he's come back from that shoulder surgery, he's played 12 games. He has 8 goals, 4 assists for 12 points. In those 12 games, I did my due diligence on that. The Gatineau Olympics are 9-2-1 in that span. Now let's look at this clip here. We'll talk a little bit about this. And I'll tell you what I'm going to talk about in this in a sec. The main thing that stands out for me, which is really good news for us. But anyway, let's take a look at it. His December totals I reported on. Remember, you guys might recall I told you he played 3 games. He had 2 goals and an assist. I talked about a month ago in a video. And in that video, I was just happy to see he's scoring points since he's back. Since that report, he's played, how many games has he played? He's played 9 games. He has 6 goals, 3 assists. Let me count it just to be sure. Yeah, he has. Okay, so his January totals, okay, are 6 goals, 3 assists for 9 points. It's really good, folks. I mean, you know, the fact that he's come back from surgery and he's putting up numbers like this is really good. So in 12 games, I know he has 12 points, but 8 of them are goals. So that really stands out. But take a look. Shooting percentage, 16.3. It's good, but he's shooting 22.2% for January so far. Really excellent numbers. The good news, guys, the good news. You look way down at the bottom. Season-to-date totals, 58.7. That's him winning faceoffs. They have him playing center. That's great news. That's great news. He's getting some center time, not just face-off time. If you check into it a bit, they're actually doing what maybe the copy-pasting what Granato did with Tage over there. Who knows, right? But he is one of the vets in the league now. And as you see, he's currently, 6'2", 204 pounds. He's 20. You know, I want to go through this little article and then we'll talk just a bit about this and wrap it up. Let's take a look at this clip. Okay, yet the bodies, that bodes the questions. How good was Nadeau this past season? In 65 games for the Shawinigan Cataracts, he recorded an astounding 78 points, 35 were goals. Many attributed Nadeau's work ethic as his top attribute, although his skating drastically improved this season, especially when it came to speed. Lance Laskowski of the Buffalo News also noted that Nadeau may be just the most unique player among all Sabres prospects. Not only is his skating ability drastically improved, but he's a physical player, regardless if it is on the forecheck or battling for a position with defensemen in front of the net. He also has the on-ice awareness in which he can not get a clear shot. Nadeau quickly finds a teammate who can. Give him one more solid season in the queue, and he may be just the breakout candidate with the Rochester Americans come 2023-2024. Then it says, wait, if Nadeau is performing so well at the junior hockey level, why do we need to wait until 2023-24 to see him in action over in Rochester? This is because the NHL and the CHL, the sanctioning body that oversees the junior leagues, have an agreement that will keep Nadeau out of the AHL until he turns 20 in January 2023. Now, I'm guessing they're going to let him finish his season out in the queue. I'm guessing. I'd be very surprised, folks, if they if they shafted Gatineau like that. Gatineau just gave up a haul to get this guy, right? And then he's gone after 12 games. They've been waiting for his return. And like I said, they're 9-2-1 with him in the lineup. And he has scored. I was checking something here also I should mention, which I found a really cool stat. Okay, in games that anyway, obviously the games that he scored, they're undefeated. Let's just put it that way. I can't find that stat now. It would be in detailed stats, I believe. Yeah, but they haven't lost a game where he has scored a goal in a game. So, so that's not a big surprise. This guy is a stud in the level he's in now in the queue. So he's down there. He's making noise. He's looking good. The main thing is the shoulders seems to be fine, and folks, this is a future Buffalo Sabre. I'm convinced of it. This is exactly the type of hockey player we need. He's big, he's physical, he's fast, he's aggressive. I didn't even mention he's already had a fight this year. This is the type of player that we need. This is a type of young talent that we need to come in and push the older bucks to move harder and say, okay, you know what, this young guy is making me look bad. We need that. We need some kind of young blood like this in our lineup. My guess is next year, he might just bypass the AHL and cut our squad. He's big, strong enough, and he's at the right age that he could take strides. He's taking strides already. This would have been a 50-goal man down in the junior ranks this year if he would have been healthy. So I thought that right from day one, the way he broke out last year, that he's getting 50 next year in the queue for sure. But then, as we know, he was set back with the damn injury on the shoulder. But the shoulder's fine. Obviously, scoring touch is fine. The kid seems to be really doing it this year, which is great to see, guys. It's just, I like when I look besides our first-round picks to see that we're drafting good. This was a third-round pick. This is something that when I see this, I get secure about the way we're picking players in the draft, because this could be a guy that becomes a gem eventually. He could be a gem in the NHL, guys. This could be this guy. I mean, Olofsson's a good example that you can find gems. You can find them. Olofsson was what, a fifth rounder or sixth? I lose track of that. It's so low. It's fifth or sixth. Yeah, he was picked 97th overall, in the 2021 entry draft. So kudos to Adams. This is definitely a smart pick, obviously a smart pick. And that was this looks like it's really going to work out in the long run for us, guys. So if the Sabres can nurture this, treat this properly, and yes, that would be giving him a year down in Rochester next year, because he's for sure going to be in Rochester next year, guaranteed. This is his last year of junior, so he'll be in Rochester for how long? Will he be a Sabre next year? That's the question with a big power forward like this, who has a scoring ability as well. Yeah, it can help Rochester, but can it help the Sabres next year also? Because this is the kind of thing that we're missing in the lineup. This is not just a big guy that can hit, a big guy that can hit and score. We have Tuck. That's about it when it comes to that. A guy that has both about his game. So we will see, guys. I'm just excited. This is a young prospect I'm excited about, and I haven't really touched on him thoroughly maybe like this in a while. So I wanted to touch on it, let you guys know the update is good. It's good news. He's healthy, shoulder's good, he's scoring, he's hitting, and he's already had a fight. There you go. It's all good. All right, guys. See you in the next one.